A young man sat across from me once, late 20s, steady income, no major financial problems. I told him he needed a cosigner for a car loan. His credit score was thin, not bad, just not enough history to feel comfortable approving him on his own. He had someone in mind, a close friend who he said would do anything for him. He wanted to know how to ask. I told him I would answer that question, but first I needed to make sure he understood exactly what he was about to ask his friend to do. Most people who go looking for a cosigner are focused on one thing, getting approved. And that is understandable. But the person you are asking is taking on real legal and financial risk on your behalf. If you do not fully understand what that means before you ask, you are not protecting the relationship or yourself. That conversation is why I am making this video today. This is the other side of cosigning, and it matters just as much. Welcome back to Sense and Simplicity. If you are new here, I spent 20 years in banking and finance, including 8 years as a branch manager. This channel exists to give you the inside knowledge most people never get for free. If you have not seen the previous video on co-signing from the co-signer's perspective, I recommend watching that one first. The link is in the description. Today we are talking about what to do if you are the one who needs a co-signer. Before you ask anyone to co-sign for you, you need to understand what you are actually asking them to do. When someone co-signs your loan, that loan appears on their credit report immediately, as if they took it out themselves. It counts against their debt-to-income ratio. It can affect their ability to get their own mortgage, their own car loan, their own line of credit. If you miss a payment, their credit takes the hit at the same time yours does. The lender can come after them before they even come after you. There is no partial responsibility in a co-signed loan. They are not helping you from a distance. They are legally standing right next to you on that debt from the moment they sign. Asking someone to co-sign is one of the biggest financial favors one person can ask of another. Go into that conversation knowing that, because if something goes wrong and you are not prepared to honor that, the damage to the relationship may never fully heal. Before you ask anyone, exhaust every other option first. Talk to your bank or credit union directly and explain your situation. Some lenders have programs for borrowers with thin credit files. Ask about a secured loan where your own savings act as collateral. Look into whether a larger down payment would allow you to qualify without a co-signer. Check whether any lenders specialize in first-time borrowers or people with limited credit history. You may be closer to qualifying on your own than you think, and preserving that relationship is worth the extra effort to find out. If you have gone through those options and you genuinely need a co-signer, then who you ask matters enormously. The right person is someone with a strong credit history, low existing debt, and the financial stability to absorb the risk if something goes wrong. But beyond the numbers, it needs to be someone who trusts you completely. Someone whose relationship with you is strong enough to survive a difficult conversation if one ever becomes necessary. Do not ask someone who cannot afford the risk. Do not ask someone whose relationship with you is already complicated, and do not ask someone just because you think they will say yes. The fact that someone loves you enough to say yes does not mean saying yes is the right decision for them. Part of respecting the people in your life is making sure they have the full picture before they agree to anything. When you do have the conversation, be direct and complete. Do not minimize what you are asking. Explain that the loan will show on their credit report. Explain that if you miss a payment, it affects them immediately. Explain that there is no easy way for them to be removed from the loan unless you refinance it into your name alone. And commit to doing exactly that as soon as your credit allows. Give them time to think about it. Do not pressure them for an immediate answer. If they say no, accept it without making them feel guilty. A no is not a rejection of you as a person. It is a financial decision they have every right to make. And if they say yes, treat that yes as one of the most significant things anyone has ever done for you, because it is. Here is something I told every person who came to me in this situation. The goal is not just to get approved for this loan. The goal is to build the kind of credit history that means you never need a co-signer again. Start that work now, in parallel with whatever you are doing to get this loan. A secured credit card, a credit builder loan, on-time payments on every existing account. In 12 to 18 months, your credit file will look fundamentally different. The co-signer gets removed, you stand on your own, and the relationship stays intact. That young man I mentioned at the beginning came back to see me about a year after taking out the car loan with his friend as co-signer. He had made every single payment on time. He had opened a secured credit card and used it responsibly. His score had moved enough that he was able to refinance the car loan into his name alone. His friend was off the loan. He told me his friend never fully understood what the co-signing had meant financially until he explained it when it was over. And when he did, his friend said he was glad he had done it because the outcome showed him exactly who his friend was. That is the best version of this story. It does not always go that way, but it can if you go in with your eyes open and treat the responsibility the way it deserves to be treated. Here is your action step this week. Before you ask anyone to co-sign, pull your own credit report at annualcreditreport.com and look at where you actually stand. Not sponsored, by the way. You can use other free credit report websites, but just remember that not all of them show all 3 credit reports. My favorite of all of them is creditkarma.com, but it only pulls 2 credit reports, not all 3. Then contact at least 2 lenders directly and ask what it would take to qualify on your own. Know the full picture before you put anyone else in it. You do not need a perfect plan, you need a first step. If this helped you, I have linked some of my other videos on screen right now that you might find just as useful. If this video helped you, or if you know someone who is about to ask a friend or family member to co-sign, share it with them first. It costs nothing and it could save the relationship. If you found this useful, hit the like button. It helps more people find this channel. Drop any questions in the comments below. I read every single one, and your question might become the next video. If you are not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Everything on this channel is free, and there is a lot more coming. Consider watching this video next. I will see you in the next video.